I'm not an outgoing man. In fact, if it weren't for this job, I'd be a bit of a hermit. Sometimes during the lunch hour, I'll pop to the library and look at a self-help book or a relationship manual. And sometimes I'm even courageous. But I soon revert back to my insecure self. A bit like Mr. Oddball. Eddie Constable was his real name. A regular, used to come in here every Friday. Poor lad, didn't have many. Didn't have any redeeming features. He had a scary mouth, kind of like the thing you'd carve into a pumpkin at Halloween, and this huge concord nose that covered this gaunt, scabby face, and this mop of mousy hair that was smothered in dandruff. Every time he'd rummage through his grubby grey tracksuit bottoms, there'd be a snowstorm all over my burgundy carpet. Don't mention his breath. Jasmine, who worked here one summer, she said he was closer to Cesspit than Brad Pitt. But for 5 minutes, he made me feel like the most confident man in the universe just because he was worse off than me. Sometimes I wouldn't even hear him coming in. I'd be out the back, stock taking or immersed in a Sudoku, and he just wouldn't have the gumption to make himself heard. And never any eye contact. He'd just stare at a rubber plant throughout the entire transaction. Someone nervous in front of me. I remember one summer, it was a bit muggy like it is today. The air conditioning was on the blink and we had the double doors open. I was just wrapping up Oddball's purchases when this great big exotic bird flew in. Apparently it had escaped from the pet shop 2 doors down. I don't know what it was, but it was doing a damn good impression of a pterodactyl. Its huge beak banging into the tinted glass windows nearly broke our chandelier, and it was missing the door every time. Jasmine heard all the commotion and came running out of the toilet just as this exotic bird landed on Mr. Oddball's head and deposited all of his droppings. Well, she sounded like the laughing policeman and screamed that she was going to wet her knickers, and, well, I laughed as well. And Mr. Oddball absconded, never to be seen again. I wasn't jeering at him. He was someone's son after all. But look, if the Pope was standing in front of me covered in bird shit, well, I would have laughed. Never saw him again. A couple of months later, his old mum came in, his doppelganger. It was November. I remember because she had a poppy on her lapel. She said Eddie used to love coming in here, Frankie. But he's at peace now. His illness finally got him. No more teasing. She told me he had leukemia. It was a real shock. I didn't even know he was ill. She reached into her pocket and pulled out this dog-eared diary and clasped it close to her chest. She said, "It's not exactly Adrian Mole," and she handed it to me and insisted that I read it. I flicked through the pages and most of them were blank. The only thing he'd noted was how decently I'd treated him. Me. And I'd nicknamed him Mr. Oddball. I'd taken the piss behind his back. I felt so small, wretched. In his spidery writing, he'd put that I was his friend, his dearest friend. I'd always felt sorry for this off-centre character because I identified with him. And yeah, we were mates, best mates, at infant school.